At 84, Connie Smith finally speaks with calm clarity about Bill Anderson and the long road that carried her from hardship to quiet legend. Born Connie Joan Ramey on August 14, 1941, in Elkhart, Indiana, she grew up in poverty and instability, finding refuge in music that spoke plainly to pain and endurance. As a teenager, she learned guitar and absorbed the sounds of classic country, gospel, and Appalachian traditions, shaping a voice that would later be described as pure, piercing, and emotionally honest. That voice changed her life in the early 1960s after she moved to Ohio and joined a local band, where she was discovered by Bill Anderson, already a respected songwriter who immediately recognized the rare sincerity in her singing. With his help, she signed to RCA Victor, and in 1964 released Once a Day, a debut single that went to #1 for 8 consecutive weeks, a record for a female country artist at the time. The song announced not just a star, but a standard. Over the next decade, Smith placed more than 70 songs on the country charts, including Then and Only Then, Ain't Had No Lovin', I Never Once Stopped Loving You, and The Hutton's All Over, becoming a benchmark for vocal restraint and emotional depth in a genre increasingly drifting toward polish. Admired by Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, George Jones, and Merle Haggard, Smith was often described as possessing one of the finest voices country music had ever known, capable of vulnerability without excess. Yet success came with personal cost. She struggled privately with anxiety, depression, and the pressures of fame, and in the late 1970s made the rare decision to step away from the industry to focus on family and faith, reinforcing her reputation as an artist guided by conviction rather than commerce. When she returned on her own terms in later years, her work was met with renewed respect, culminating in honors such as her ranking on CMT's list of the greatest women of country music, praise from George Jones naming her his favorite female singer, and her induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2012. Alongside her career ran a full and complicated personal life, marked by 4 marriages, motherhood, loss, resilience, and ultimately enduring partnership with Marty Stewart, whom she married in 1997, a union she credits to shared faith and commitment. Now, looking back, Smith speaks of Bill Anderson not with drama, but gratitude. She recalls being a young woman who could sing but did not yet understand the world she had entered, and credits Anderson with listening to who she was, not trying to reshape her, and writing songs that fit her voice as if they were written from her own diary. She is clear that theirs was a relationship of respect, mentorship, and trust, not myth, and that his presence gave her confidence in a male-dominated industry. From the vantage point of 84 years, Connie Smith does not dwell in nostalgia. She honors the past without being bound by it, acknowledging that Bill Anderson helped give her not only a recording career, but a voice as a person. Her words are quiet, measured, and free of bitterness, standing as a reminder that influence does not always arrive loudly, and that the deepest legacies are often built on kindness, sincerity, and shared artistry.